Hello TEC 546 colleagues and instructors. Odin Hill here, and I'm going to go through an assessment tool or program that I would like to know more about, as we were asked to do in the screencast jigsaw activity. The assessment tool that I'm looking at with you today is actually called Quibblo, and I have used this, but as per the assignment, I definitely wanted to know more about it, and in my research I feel I've accomplished that. Definitely know more about the program than I used to know. So let's get to it. The first thing I want to discuss are some of the pros of using this program. It's got a super clean graphical user interface. It's sort of Facebook inspired, or in this case maybe even MySpace inspired. You can see over here on the left some of the functionality, updating images, messages, friends, and so on. You can even theme your profile. Let's go ahead and change the theme to something a little bit less distracting. So I'll click on theme my profile, and you'll have to bear with me. My connection isn't super fast here. Okay, so now we're back to a little less distracting theme for our profile. So again, you can skin your profile. That's pretty easy. And again, you can see that the layout definitely has a Facebook inspired sort of look. It's resource rich, Quibblo is. There are lots of existing quizzes that you can check out. Polls, surveys, questions, etc. You can see here, there's a ton of that if you're interested. Generated from other users, broken down by categories. There's also an interesting option, stories. And when you go into stories, there's single author stories, group stories, and something that I find very interesting, which is a chain story, where students add on to an existing story. Sort of an interesting concept there. So those are a couple of the pros. The social networking feature is also what I would consider a pro of using Quibblo. It's very well integrated into Quibblo, and there's a lot of options and opportunities for students, or any user for that matter, to integrate the social networking component. We'll come across that as I go through my demonstration here. Alright, the next thing I want to talk about, I'll actually put the cons off till the end of this presentation. So let's go ahead and move into how this can be incorporated. Well, first off, the quizzes that you generate in Quibblo could be searchable through the site. I've made 3 quizzes here, so let's just go into quizzes. So you can see the ones I've recently created, but they're also searchable through the site, as you can see up in here in the search bar. So you could direct students to go ahead and look for the quiz that you generated. The quizzes can also be embedded into websites, which I have done in the past. They give you the embed code once you're done creating the quiz, or it allows you to go ahead and share it via social networks. This allows for formative and summative assessments to occur in real time as students encounter the material, which is a nice feature. The next thing I want to talk about is how Quibblo can actually drive instruction. Quibblo provides feedback, which facilitates metacognitive practices. The feedback can be determined by the instructor, customized. It also allows for open-ended or reflective responses, and essentially makes thinking visible. This promotes technological literacy and also community building through networking features. The next thing I want to discuss is how it tracks student progress. Let's take a look at a quiz I've already taken here. In fact, I created the quiz and took it. Unfortunately, once you've taken the quiz, it doesn't allow you to retake the quiz, I think, without resetting somehow. I still have to look into that. For this demonstration, that's a little bit of an annoyance, but you can see how functionally that makes sense for a student taking the quiz. Okay, so I've taken the quiz, and in fact, since I generated this quiz yesterday, another individual took the quiz. So someone found it online, or maybe under the new quizzes, and decided to take it. So you can see you get some feedback immediately. It was only a one-question quiz, so I scored 100%. No big surprise there. I was the one that made the quiz. And you can see that you also have the option right away to share your results through Facebook, Twitter, Yahoo, or not exactly sure what this other one is. It might be some other social networking type site, Twitter or something like that. Okay. Next, you can see how you did compared to others who took the quiz. So you can see there's 2 people have taken the quiz so far. Like I said, myself and someone else took the quiz. And it gives you a comparison, which allows students to kind of consider how they rank among their peers in this assessment. And finally, the quiz shows a breakdown, which allows you to look at how the individual components of the quiz break down in terms of percent of responses of other people. So it really does a nice job there breaking down some of the metrics in terms of assessment. Further down, you can see some comments. Here someone commented, seriously, ha ha ha, because again the quiz was sort of easy. So I had to respond that it's part of a project I'm working on looking at assessment technology, and I didn't want to insult their intelligence. So having the comments here is also a nice feature, and it's sort of seamless for students that are familiar with social networking technology. So that's how students can go ahead and track their progress. And let's see what else I want to talk about. The next thing I want to talk about is the cost. The cost of using Qubblo is nothing. It's free, completely free, free 99 as some people like to say. So that's a nice feature when you consider how resource rich it is, how well designed it is. The fact that it's free really is quite a great feature. Alright, so finally I want to go ahead and talk about the cons, and then I'll walk you through quiz creation. Some of the cons related to using Qubblo in my findings were that instructor feedback is a little bit limited. I think it could be better organized. Some score summaries could be generated. Aside from sharing results via Facebook to a class page or something along those lines, I'm not too clear on how data collection functions in Qubblo. So that to me is a little bit of a concern if you were relying on it heavily. But there are some workarounds, like I mentioned, creating a class Facebook page and having students share their results to that page, and then those scores could be aggregated. Let's go ahead and create a quick quiz here. We can make it something very simple, just so that you can see how this functions. So I'm going to go ahead and create a quiz. That's up here in the top link here. Give that a second. We have the options here of creating a poll, survey, questions, etc., or scored quiz. Let's go ahead and just create a scored quiz. There's also examples if you need that. I'm going to go ahead and put the quiz title. Let's say the name of the GCU class this assignment is for. If I want to upload an image to associate with that, I could. And then here's an introduction. Name the class this quiz, this assignment is for. Choose the best answer. Okay, so we have the question. Which class is this for? We could say assignment. And we can go ahead and have, let's say, 3 answers. I'll go ahead and put TEC 511, tab TEC 542, which I think I just completed, and TEC 546. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and click on the correct answer over here, and we can go ahead and hit continue. This will bring us to the next menu setting here. So tags, I'm going to go ahead and put GCU, and we'll just say practice quiz. So these allow for searchability, and I'm just going to go ahead and put for fun, and it's random English, and we'll make this quiz actually expire this week. So I'm going to go ahead and 7, and let's go ahead and put 30 here, and 2012. And I'm not going to list this quiz on Qubblo because it's so specific to what we're doing right now. Right, now we can preview the quiz here. And you can see the name of the assignment for this quiz. That's the title. I probably could have come up with a better title. Here's some instructions. It's a little bit redundant, and it's showing us the answer there. Alright, so I think I'm done with editing. I'm going to go ahead and say create my quiz. And this should bring up another menu here. And it gives me the option to share right away through these social media options, social networking options that I have generated a new quiz. I can invite people by email, which is a nice feature. It even gives me a little form mail there. And then here is the quiz. Now if I want to embed this quiz, I can go ahead and embed, or use it as embed the widget, which is a nice little feature. It'll look like just like this, and maybe do it on the left margin or right margin of your web page. And if I want to do that, I go ahead and put the embed code here, copy paste the embed code, and drop that into my web authoring program, which is fairly seamless. This makes it very easy to do. I'm going to go ahead and close that, and you can see here it is loading up again what that looks like. I'm going to go ahead and say TEC 546, submit, 100% correct. You can view our answers, and so on. So hopefully this gives you a good flavor for a feel for how Qubblo works and some of its functionality, including some of the pros and cons, how it can be incorporated, how it actually drives instruction, allows us to track student progress, or allows students to track their progress more so, and the fact that it is free makes it really a nice thing to add to your websites or your classes. Okay, that does it.